YouTube. In this video, we talking about brakes. Unfortunately, in the last video I did, the footage got corrupted yet again. So I'm gonna record the front brakes, but I did change out the rear brake line for a steel braided line, and I also deleted the brake fluid reservoir. I think I got some high-speed footage on that, but there is no audio. I'll include it in this video because it is literally 3 minutes long. So in this front brake video, let's do some talking. All right, so to start this video, what we're gonna do, the company I'm going with is, I don't know how to pronounce this, Speleger. The thing that I like about these brake lines at the most is that the coupling heads are turnable, which is, man, there is no other company that I know that has these. But they are still braided lines, and this is the particular color I wanted to go with, the red and black ones. And these are the front for the bike, and it comes with like this special tool, which is this right here, and they basically hold down the silver part, and then this plastic tube turns the nozzle to the direction that you need it to turn into. Because man, I had on the CBR 650R, the ones I purchased, I'm not going to call their name out, but this wasn't turnable and it was very hard to put on. And I actually ordered the steel braided lines for a CBR 600RR. It does come with like a flyer or a brochure of other parts that they offer, which is pretty cool. They're telling you here how you're supposed to mount or install the top portion of the brake master cylinder part, which I already know how to do. So in this video, we're gonna take off the O.E.M version. So first thing you gotta do is just loosen this little screw here, which is what I'm doing. Don't lose this screw no matter what you do, please, please. This screw here is the most important part of this whole thing. So I'm gonna put this one to the side. I'm actually gonna toss it in the box with the O.E.M stuff. And then I'm gonna take this cap off because I need to drain the brake fluid. So pop this cap off right here. Pop this bottom portion off like so. All right, so I'm gonna toss this inside the box with the top. Now that I know that I got this top part exposed, I will have to pump the brakes to bleed the brake fluid out of the bottom part. But basically to bleed them, I kind of started a little bit. I took the caps off, and I'm just gonna bleed the other side, not this side, because if I want to bleed this side, they actually both meet on this side. And what I want to happen is I want to bleed the brake fluid from the top here, and then from here to the other side of the bike, which is over here. So I'm gonna bleed this side so that way I know all the brake fluid in here and up here is completely drained out. If that makes sense. Now that I have the brake fluid bled out of the front brakes, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the brake lines. What you're gonna need is if I'm not mistaken, a 12 and a 14. The 14 is for the new banjo bolts, and the 12 is for the O.E.M banjo bolts. Let me just make sure that I'm saying that right. Yeah, so this is a 14 and it does not fit on the O.E.M, but if I go to the new banjo bolts, they fit just right. All right, so let me get a 12 real quick. Here's the 12 right here, and I usually like to take them off from the bottom first and then work my way to the top. So here, that's the wrong way. All right, so that one's loose. And what I typically like to do is I like to put a rag underneath the brake caliper, so that way if it leaks onto the rag and nothing else. And then I'll just clean that off afterwards. got the first side on. Now I got this side loose. I'm gonna run over to the other side. I'm gonna loosen this loop brake line, and then we're gonna focus all of our attention on the top of the bike. Now that I got the front banjo bolts tightened down, all I gotta do now is add some brake fluid. If you look on this side here, this one is on there nice and tight, and then on the other side I have this one here nice and tight as well. I just don't have any brake fluid on the entire bike whatsoever. So on this part, let me show you what type of brake fluid we'll be using today so that you guys can have a better idea as to what to go with when you get your bike set up. As when it comes to brake fluid, use at your discretion. I'm gonna go with some .4 brake fluid. It's made for street and off-road. This is the kind of brake fluid that came with actually my brake lines, and it was actually free. Brake fluid bleeding process, I'm pretty sure you guys seen one, you've seen them all. So I'm just gonna bleed the brakes off camera so that way you guys can know that I've done it to the bike. Guys, I want to thank you for watching this steel braided lines install on a 2020 ZX6R on the front and the rear. Again, I apologize that the rear brake footage got corrupted, but I have a rear reservoir delete installed. This is where the bolt goes, but I want to take this off. I'm going to take it off in probably the next couple of videos. I won't record it though. And then if you look over, I have the steel braided front brake line. They're right there. You guys have a great day.